Chapter 17. Remain flexible at all times. Today, perhaps the most important factor affecting your life is the speed of change. By its very nature, change is unpredictable, often forcing us to scrap our very best plans and ideas overnight as a result of a completely new and unexpected development coming from a new and unexpected direction. As a result, we have to remain flexible in our thinking and in our possible courses of action. Change causes enormous stress for people who are fixed or rigid in their beliefs about how things should be. They fall in love with what they are doing, with their current methods and processes, and are unwilling to change even in the face of overwhelming evidence that it's now necessary. Don't let this happen to you. The only real question you should be asking about what you are doing is, does it work? Is it achieving the end results desired? Based on the current situation, is this the best course of action? The only measure of the rightness or wrongness of a particular decision or course of action is its effectiveness in accomplishing the result desired, or in achieving the goal that you have set. Keep asking, does it work? To remain flexible, you must be constantly open, alert to new ideas, information, and knowledge that can help you or hurt you in your business or in the achievement of your goals. One new idea can be enough to make or lose you a fortune. One idea can start you on the road to riches or knock you off it. One piece of information at the right time can save you enormous amounts of time, trouble, and money. Lack of that information can cost you a fortune. Don't let your ego cloud your judgment or your common sense. Be more concerned with what's right rather than who's right. You must be open to the fact that most of your decisions will turn out to be wrong in the fullness of time. Be prepared to be flexible, especially in the face of new information, technology, or competition. There are 3 statements that you can learn to say over and over to remain flexible in turbulent times. Here they are. The first is, I was wrong. Most people would rather bluff, bluster, and deny rather than to admit that they were wrong. What makes the refusal to admit that you are wrong even worse is when everyone around you already knows that you are wrong. You are the only one who is fooling anyone, and that one person you are attempting to fool is yourself. When you realize that you are wrong, the smartest thing you can do is to admit it quickly, solve the problem, and get on with achieving the goal or result in a different way. It's been estimated that as much as 80% of the time and energy of the key people in large companies and organizations is devoted to covering up the fact that they are wrong and they don't want to admit it. Many companies, small and large, have actually gone bankrupt because of a refusal or failure to admit an obvious mistake. The second statement that you must learn to say to remain flexible is, I made a mistake. It is absolutely amazing how much time, energy, and money is wasted because someone's ego is so large that they will not admit that they have made a mistake, even one that is obvious to everyone around them. Once you say the words, I was wrong, or I made a mistake, the issue is largely over. From then on, everybody can get on with resolving the problem or achieving the goal. But as long as a key person is unwilling to admit that he or she has taken the wrong course, everything comes to a stop. The third statement you should learn to say quickly and easily is, I changed my mind. If you get new information that contradicts the information upon which you made a previous decision, be prepared to admit candidly that, I changed my mind. It's not a weakness or a character flaw to be wrong, to make a mistake, or to change your mind. In fact, in a time of rapid change, in the areas of knowledge, technology, and competition, it's a mark of courage, character, and flexibility to be willing to cut your losses quickly and practice the reality principle in everything you do. Be willing to deal with the world as it is, rather than the way you wish it were, or the way that it might have been in the past. Face the truth, whatever it is. Be honest with yourself and everyone around you. Always be open to re-evaluating your goals and objectives in the light of new information, technology, or competition. Based on what you now know, is this the best course of action? If it is not, what else should you do? What else could you do? If it is a goal, and the circumstances under which you made the goal have changed dramatically, be sure that you still want the goal badly enough to struggle and sacrifice for it. Be willing to drop it and set a new goal if you've changed your mind, or if the goal is no longer as important to you today as it once was. In a time of rapid change, resolve to be the first to recognize and embrace change when it occurs. Expect it as part of the normal and natural course of events. Refuse to be surprised or upset when things do not work out the way you thought they would or should. Especially, be flexible with the important people in your life, your family, your friends, your co-workers, and your customers. Be open to differing points of view and different ideas. Be continually willing to admit that you could be wrong, because you often are. One of the characteristics of the best leaders is that they are good listeners. They ask a lot of questions, and they take in all the information possible before making up their minds or coming to a final conclusion. They also admit failure and cut their losses quickly when they make a mistake so that they can move on to bigger and better things. When you set a new goal for yourself, you will have a general idea of the steps you should take and the direction you should pursue. But almost inevitably, as you start off, you will run into unexpected roadblocks that make it impossible to continue in that direction. However, by some miracle, just as you reach a wall, another door of opportunity will open up along the corridor to success. Because you are flexible, you will quickly take advantage of the new opportunity and begin moving in that direction, developing that new product or service, selling into that new market or customer base. And as you move down this new corridor, you will run into another obstacle or roadblock that might again block your progress. Just as you hit this new wall or obstruction, however, another opportunity will open up for you and take you down a different corridor toward your goal. This may happen several times with several false starts. In almost every case, you will achieve your greatest success in an area very different from what you initially thought when you started out. You will achieve your greatest business and personal successes doing things that are very different from what you had initially planned. The key is to remain flexible. Here's the most important rule of flexibility. Be clear about your goal, but be flexible about the process of achieving it. Always be open to the influence of your superconscious mind. Remain sensitive to the possibility of serendipitous and synchronous events. Be open to ideas, inspirations, and inputs from other people.